Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dang Xiong. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. The passing of former Premier Li Keqiang has had a profound impact on Chinese society, with effects that surpass initial expectations. It is expected to continue evolving. On October 27th at 8 p.m. Beijing time, the official Chinese Communist Party released a 2,400 words obituary, providing a retrospective on Li Keqiang's life and delivering the party's evaluation. The obituary describes Li Keqiang as an exceptional party member of the Chinese Communist Party, a battle-tested and devoted communist, an outstanding proletarian revolutionary, a skilled politician, and a remarkable leader of the party and the nation. These terms represent the highest level of recognition for Li Keqiang, second only to the party's top leader. Some have drawn parallels between this obituary and the one for former Premier Li Peng, as the titles are identical. The obituary also highlights Li Keqiang's achievements in Henan, Liaoning, his role as a vice premier of the State Council, and his key accomplishments as the premier. Allow me to share my perspectives and observations. The first observation is that this obituary possesses two distinct characteristics. The first notable feature is the minimizing of Li Keqiang. From the CCP's announcement of Li Keqiang's passing to the publication of his obituary, there was an 8-hour interval, suggesting that the CCP took 8 hours to deliberate how to characterize Li Keqiang, likely with the final approval of Xi Jinping. As mentioned earlier, this obituary bestows upon Li Keqiang the stature of a premier, accompanied by all appropriate accolades and no discernible shortcomings. Moreover, this obituary reflects Xi Jinping's deliberate effort to diminish Li Keqiang. While describing the achievements of former Premier Li Peng, he was portrayed as a promoter and a driver of reform. However, in the case of Li Keqiang's premiership, the emphasis lies on his practical and grounded work. Notably, the term practical and grounded work is typically employed to describe officials at the grassroots level. This approach seeks to convey the idea that Li Keqiang was just a laborer under Xi Jinping's command, essentially a low-level worker, thereby diminishing his significance. The second notable aspect is the downplaying of Li Keqiang's legacy. Although Li Keqiang was a prominent figure within the Communist Youth League and later rose to lead it, his obituary briefly mentions this aspect of his career. The obituary mainly highlights Li Keqiang's contributions in Henan and Liaoning provinces. However, it is essential to note that Li Keqiang spent the majority of his political career as a minister-level official within the Communist Youth League, rather than in Henan or Liaoning. The obituary includes only a single sentence. He closely considered and arranged the work of the Communist Youth League around the central task of the party, serving the overall work of the party and the country. This deliberate understatement of Li Keqiang's role as a leader in the Communist Youth League, where he served the longest term as the central secretary of the organization, reflects Xi Jinping's political strategy. Xi Jinping seeks to avoid generating nationwide shock due to Li Keqiang's passing and doesn't want the public to connect it with Xi Jinping's efforts to suppress the Youth League faction. Instead, he aims to minimize the importance of the Youth League faction, portraying the Communist Youth League as an organization that did not achieve much, focusing solely on tasks related to the Central Party mission and serving the broader interests without specific accomplishments. My second perspective revolves around Li Keqiang's history as a rival to Xi Jinping in their competition to succeed within the Communist Party. Initially, Li Keqiang had a clear advantage in the Communist Party's leadership development plans over other potential successors. However, the persisting influence of Jiang Zemin's faction and the need to curb the expansion of the Youth League faction resulted in the elevation of Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping was chosen because he had no affiliations with either Jiang Zemin's faction or the Youth League faction. His selection aimed to diminish the Youth League's sway. Xi Jinping also leveraged some of Jiang Zemin's influence and simultaneously harnessed the power of certain princelings within the Communist Party to engage in a power struggle against the Youth League. This rivalry culminated in the defeat of the Youth League faction, with Xi Jinping rising to party leadership and Li Keqiang assuming the role of second in command. However, Xi Jinping consistently perceived Li Keqiang as a threat to his own authority, which ultimately dictated Li Keqiang's political future. The third perspective revolves around Li Keqiang's early days as premier. Initially, there was a great optimism about his leadership, and Li Keqiang himself had high hopes. He introduced the well-known Keqiang economics, which alongside Japan's Prime Minister Abe's Abenomics, become two prominent economic strategies in the Asia-Pacific region. However, while Abenomics continues to shape policies today, Li Keqiang's economic approach only lasted in Chinese public discourse for a brief 3 months before being dismantled by Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping used propaganda tools to restrict discussions on Keqiang economics, including controlling social media. Consequently, it became evident that Xi Jinping intentionally aimed to curb Li Keqiang's influence from the outset, contributing to the perception of Li Keqiang as the least influential premier in Communist Party history. The fourth perspective highlights some of the most memorable quotes by Li Keqiang that have had a lasting impact on Chinese public opinion. One of the most striking statements associated with Li Keqiang is the Keqiang Index, which should not be confused with the Keqiang economics. While Keqiang economics was introduced during his time as premier, the Keqiang Index had been a long-standing personal metric that he relied on. Back in 2007, during a meeting with the U.S. ambassador to China in Liaoning province, Li Keqiang openly expressed his skepticism towards official statistics data, deeming it as manipulated. He explained that when assessing the economic situation in Liaoning province, he primarily focused on 3 critical indicators: electricity consumption, railway freight volumes, and bank loans. According to him, these data points provided a more accurate insight into economic growth rates. As for other statistics, particularly gross domestic product (GDP), he considered them as mere reference points, recognizing them as potentially artificially manipulated figures. The second remarkable statement frequently articulated by Li Keqiang during his tenure as premier and closely observed by the economics community revolved around his recognition of 2 pivotal economic benefits that had been driving China's rapid growth over the previous decade: the World Trade Organization benefits and the demographic dividend. Li Keqiang cautioned that with the passage of time, these 2 advantages would wane, emphasizing the need for a sober evaluation of China's current economic situation. This statement garnered considerable attention as it effectively dispelled a prevalent myth in China's economic discourse. During that period, there was significant enthusiasm in China about its economic model, with claims that it would soon outpace the United States. However, Li Keqiang's statement challenged this narrative by asserting that China's exceptional economic growth had been primarily fueled by its WTO membership and its abundant pool of inexpensive labor. He implied that without these factors, there was no distinct Chinese economic model, and sustaining such rapid growth would be challenging. The third noteworthy statement revolves around a revolution made by Li Keqiang that contradicted Xi Jinping's claims. While Xi Jinping had been boasting about China's achievements in attaining comprehensive prosperity and eradicating poverty, Li Keqiang disclosed that 600 million people in China had a monthly income of only 1,000 yuan, roughly $170. This statement had a significant impact due to its stark contrast with Xi Jinping's extravagant claims. It highlighted the stark difference between the official narrative of comprehensive prosperity and poverty eradication and the challenging economic realities faced by millions of Chinese citizens, particularly those in urban areas where with incomes like this struggle to cover basic expenses, calling into question the achievements of comprehensive prosperity and poverty reduction. In his final moments before leaving office, Li Keqiang delivered a memorable statement. During a farewell gathering with State Council personnel, he expressed, "As people work, heaven watches with its all-seeing eyes." While this remark may appear somber and resigned, it symbolizes the conclusion of Li Keqiang's political journey and it conveys the profound sentiments he held during his tenure as premier. The fifth perspective delves into the controversial aspects of Li Keqiang's leadership. One notable issue is his approach to managing local debt. Despite Li Keqiang's repeated assertions against using new debt to pay off the old debt and his commitment to avoiding excessive money printing, his decade-long tenure witnessed a significant surge in debt. It's uncertain whether this was a result of Li Keqiang's policies or if it was endorsed by Xi Jinping. Nevertheless, he holds some responsibility for the increased flexibility in local debt expansion during his time in office. Another blot on his record is his role as provincial governor and provincial party secretary in Henan, during which he bears some responsibility for the spread of HIV/AIDS. The AIDS outbreak began during the term of his predecessor Li Changchun due to issues related to hygiene and disinfection in the blood selling process. After Li Keqiang assumed office, he made extensive efforts to suppress information and employed strong measures to subdue victims and activists. In this context, it is challenging to absolve Li Keqiang of these actions. To conclude, let's revisit the official obituary of Li Keqiang by the CCP. These obituaries for the top leaders of the party and the nation are formal documents that are preserved for posterity. In this obituary, we can discern Xi Jinping's effort to shift the responsibility, most notably regarding the handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. The obituary states that Comrade Li Keqiang served as the leader of the central leading group for COVID-19 response after the pandemic outbreak. He diligently implemented the decisions and the directives of the party central committee, prioritizing the well-being of the people and their lives, and contributed significantly to coordinating pandemic control efforts with economic and social developments. This wording effectively transfers the responsibility from Xi Jinping to Li Keqiang by emphasizing Li Keqiang's role as the group leader. It's worth noting that in the past, Xi Jinping himself claimed that he personally oversaw and directed the pandemic control efforts. While the obituary mentions the party central committee elsewhere, it is distinct in this case as it omits the specification that Xi Jinping is the core of the party central committee. So, it can be said that the Chinese Communist Party's obituary, though on the surface appears complimentary, contains subtle implications that go beyond mere commendation. In the context of the CCP, obituaries serve as political indicators, requiring a level of discernment to fully grasp their meaning. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.